Thank you to Kenzie Bruce for his incredibly generous support on Patreon. Well, Magic Online has finally caught up, so we can actually play with some background mechanics here. Wilson Flaming Fist versus Lord Windgrace. And we can fix our white mana with that hand. We have an Enchantress, so definitely keep that one. Drawing into another Enchantress in Eidolon of Blossoms. Windgrace just drops another tap land. We draw into a Sunpetal Grove, so do we want to forego the 3 visits? Yeah, we can get down our commander in that case, I think, now that we don't need to fix white mana. Start dealing commander damage to our opponent as soon as possible. Sylvan Scrying from our opponent, can search for any land. Going after Field of the Dead early, and they do play that out. So we're free to get through here. A Shielded by Faith from our opponent. I think the main thing we're worried about is a board wipe here, to be honest. I think we'll just get some double strike damage and our opponent will play our background. And then we can swing in. Our commander has Vigilance. It gains double strike as soon as we swing in thanks to the enchantments, so we've already got them on 4 points of commander. 3 fetch lands in 4 turns from our opponent. And they keep getting tap lands and tapping out. Okay, a Sun Titan for us. So, yeah, I think we just go for some ramp here in 3 visits. Play out a Savannah with that, and then we can go for the Faladar Umbra, I think. That will protect our commander somewhat. Don't have any buffs on our commander yet, but this is why the Flaming Fist is so important in this deck, because it will help us to mount commander damage regardless. Got them up to 8 already. And in comes Lord Windgrace. They are a few lands away from Field of the Dead, but yep, can now land the 2 lands by minusing down the Lord Windgrace. And that's a couple of fetches, so they can make even more zombies once they crack these things. And we managed to make another land here, so do we just need to start focusing on drawing cards and trying to get some evasion on our commander? I think it's fine to go for the Eidolon of Blossoms here. Eidolon of Blossoms will cantrip itself when it enters. Draws us into Beast Within, so we can use that to get rid of the Field of the Dead if we want to. Pass over to our opponent. Lord Windgrace cracking the 2 fetches here and brings in even more tap lands, so ending the turn with 4 zombie tokens in play. Ticking up the Lord Windgrace during the main phase, they got rid of a Rock Veil, so draw up to 6 cards in hand. And now it is Nissa who shakes the world, and they do have a fair number of forests in play. Those will tap for twice as much mana, animating their Rootbound Crag. Alright, managed to make another land this turn, so throw out the command tower. And I think we need to start trying to draw cards like crazy, so it is Satyr Enchanter. And let's go Shielded by Faith onto our commander. Draws us into Cathedral of War. And we get a Marsh Flats. So not getting into any buffs or evasion for our commander, unfortunately. If we can buff this high enough, we can trample straight through, but yeah, rather have flying or something like that. Our opponent's going to have a lot of mana next turn, thanks to us not going for that Beast Within. Lord Windgrace discarding a swamp and drawing 2 cards. Shielded by Faith, we are certainly not going to put the Shielded by Faith onto the zombie that came in just there. Then drawing another card with Explore will make them another land drop. That is a Terramorphic Expanse, going to continue to make zombies. Decided to forego the Beast Within onto Field of the Dead, of course, because I'm just hoping that we can fly over all this stuff. Nissa has untapped and animated the Snow-Covered Forest. And now seeing another commander in Duretti, Ingenious Iconoclast, making another token in a Construct token. Then starting to go wide on us, might as well block with our Indestructible Commander. That will negate damage from one of the zombies as well, so only hitting us for 6 here, because our commander does have lifelink. Okay, and can't stop drawing into lands, unfortunately. So let's throw out the Seal of Primordium here. That will draw us a couple of cards. We can use it to get rid of the Construct. I think this has to sacrifice an artifact. Yeah, they have to sack an artifact in order to destroy something. So might as well get Seal of Primordium down. Well, we're just getting flooded here, unfortunately. We're going to get another draw from the Eidolon of Blossoms. Yeah, well and truly getting flooded. Play the Destiny Spinner. Gets us into Hunter's Insight. And an Ancient Tomb. So, yeah, I think we do just have to get rid of the Construct token. Have to keep hold of as many Enchantresses as possible when we're making draws like this, I think. Throw out an Arid Mesa and let's swing in. We've got an Indestructible Wilson, so I'm going to deal some damage to the Nissa here, hopefully. We do have Double Strike and Trample, as well as Indestructible. We might as well gain some life with the lifelink as well. So let's try and deal some damage to Nissa before that gets to 8 loyalty. Cracking the Terramorphic Expanse to throw another zombie token in the way. Blocking a bunch of damage there, so I think I'll concentrate on getting rid of the Rootbound Crag here. We can get it straight out again with Lord Windgrace, but it's one less land that they've got in play. Farseek will make a land again. Then ticking up the Lord Windgrace once again, being able to discard a land, so 4 cards in hand at the moment. Still have double mana on their forests. And now we see a Davriel, so we're going to have us discard a card, I imagine. Doesn't really matter at the moment. And that's what they do straight away, so we'll just get rid of a fetch. Untapping their Snow Jewel with the Nissa. And Doretti going to make a servo again. Then throwing down a land into Field of the Dead. 2 cards in hand. And I think we do have to go for Beast Within onto the Nissa here, unfortunately. Yeah, this is -11, so yeah, I think we have to aim at the Nissa. Just get down to basic planes in case they... I wouldn't have thought they'd play a Blood Moon, but yeah, just in case we'll get a basic planes in. Successfully blowing up their Walker. And we could do with not a land here. Alright, Teferi's Protection, not the worst thing to have in play. So if we drop Ancient Tomb here, we can go for the Sun Titan and hold up Teferi's Protection. Sun Titan can bring back the Seal of Primordium and we can keep them off those construct tokens. So sacrificing the enchantment straight away. We got an Open the Armory there from the Seal of Primordium entering to the Eidolon of Blossoms. So we'll have to have a think about what we want to go for here. Yeah, I think there's a 4 mana Angelic Accord, is that what it's called? There's a 4 mana enchantment that gives a buff as well as flying. Yeah, we'll have a think about that, but holding up to Teferi's Protection for now. Once again, might as well get them to throw away tokens, so we'll swing in at their Lord Windgrace. Throwing a load of zombies in the way again, it's not likely that we're going to get Death Touch or anything, so they might as well throw all of their zombies in the way in case we can put a massive buff on this thing. Only going to take out 2 zombies here though, thanks to the double strike. Keeping our life total up though. And then at the end of our turn they go down to 1 card in hand, playing out a Harrow, which allows them to sacrifice a land and get a couple of basics into play untapped. So of course triggering Field of the Dead once again. Evolution Sage going to allow them to start proliferating. This is a -6 and we're not really bothered about that, I don't think. Going to be forced to discard a card again. I think we can just get rid of the Cathedral of War. It is a tap land, so yeah, we might need an untapped land next turn, so I'll just have to get rid of the Cathedral of War. Returning a couple of fetches to play with the Lord Windgrace, so they're not going after the limit break. They will regain some loyalty here though, thanks to the Evolution Sage. Loyalty counters going on to their Planeswalkers. They didn't put additional plus counters on their creatures here for whatever reason. Another construct from Doretti. And they're continuing to hold this 1 card in hand. We'll see if they swing in here. Looks like they are doing. We're at 43 life, so not particularly worried about this. 3 toughness on our Destiny Spinner and 6 toughness on the Sun Titan. Thanks to the lifelink on our commander, again one of the zombies is negated, so we take 10. Turns out we didn't have to use the Teferi's Protection. Managed to get into Canopy Cover, which means our commander can't be blocked now, unless they've got stuff with Reach, which it doesn't look as though they have. So let's go for the Marsh Flats. Crack the Marsh Flats for an untapped land. Then we can play the Tutor in Open the Armory. I definitely want to be holding up Teferi's Protection still. So I might not be able to get the Canopy Cover going just yet. Angelic Destiny is the card I was thinking of before. Flying +4/+4. Our commander is currently only a 2/2, so that'll be 6, and so it'll be dealing 12 damage, which puts our opponent on 20 if we can get through. There is All That Glitters, which will give a bigger buff, and tied up with Canopy Cover might actually be better, so yeah, we'll go All That Glitters here. Enchant our commander with that, and we are going to draw cards here. Drawing to Hall of Heliod's Generosity, and drawing into a Cultivate, and then still have 1 mana floating. We'll go for the Canopy Cover onto our commander. We'll cantrip again, as well as buff our commander a bit more. Hyena Umbra will go on our commander here as well. Finally getting somewhere. Okay, and our opponent conceded there, and then I just got booted into the lobby straight away, so we were just going to be able to get through for lethal there, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what all the numbers were, but yeah, didn't really have any business winning that one, but managed to hold on just long enough to get the job done, I think. Yeah, that's actually the slowest this deck has ever run, but Made for an interesting game regardless. Hopefully you're all enjoying these Wilson Flaming Fist videos. I'm tribalkai. Thank you for watching.